Welcome back to another episode of Bucko Booth, everybody. My name is Benson Fector, and I will be the host of your show today. Well, the past week of Pirate baseball has been the best baseball we've seen since the first half, so let's go right into our weekly recap. On Saturday, the Pirates defeated the Reds by a score of 14-0, ensuring the series win. And on Sunday, the Pirates completed their first sweep of the second half, winning by a score of 9-8 to wrap up Players Weekend. For the week, they headed to Philadelphia to wrap up the battle for PA. Monday, they lost by a score of 6-5. Tuesday, they evened up the series, winning 5-4. And Wednesday, they dropped the series and the season series 12-3. On Thursday, the Pirates headed out to Denver to take on the Rockies for a 4-game weekend set. They won Game 1 by a score of 11-8 and won last night in Game 2 by a score of 9-4. Let's get into our weekly transactions for the Pirates. On Thursday, the Pirates recalled right-handed pitcher Parker Markell from Indy. Recalled right-handed pitcher Montana DeRapau from Indy. Placed right-handed pitcher Chris Stratton on the 10-day injured list with right side inflammation, and placed right-handed pitcher Jeffrey Ramirez on the 10-day injured list with a right calf strain. On Friday, the Pirates optioned right-handed pitcher Montana DeRapau to Indy and recalled right-handed pitcher Jeff Hartlieb from Indy as well. Jump right into our weekly awards. Player of the week goes to Colin Moran. He was .370 this week, 10 for 27, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Captain Redbeard was fantastic this week. On Saturday, he had his 4th career Grand Slam. You just think about that. 4 Grand Slams in less than 2 years. Some guys, like Hall of Famers, don't even get Grand Slams for their entire careers. Colin Moran has been fantastic for the Pirates this season. A very, very underrated player. He's now batting up over 290. He has 75 RBIs. That's 3rd on the team behind Starling Marte. And he wasn't even the starting third baseman to start this season. And there's been a lot of talk about Ke'Bryan Hayes taking Colin Moran's job. Well, I've got some news for you. It's Colin Moran's job until he loses it. Okay, Ke'Bryan Hayes is not going to come in and supplant him. Moran has been a very underrated player, and honestly, next year I could see him in a full season. He is at 13 home runs right now. You give him a full season, he can be a 20 home run, maybe 300 batting average, 100 RBI guy. His defense may not be spectacular, but he makes a play. He has the most accurate arm I've seen out of a third baseman. His range has been improving. All in all, Colin Moran is this team's third baseman for the future, not Ke'Bryan Hayes. Pitcher of the week goes to Jeff Hartlieb. In one inning last night, he struck out the side. I mean, how could you not give Jeff Hartlieb the player of the week for that? He was just recalled yesterday as Montana DeRapau was sent down. And Jeff Hartlieb, at this point, should have an opportunity to remain in Pittsburgh throughout the season, given the fact that rosters do expand tomorrow. The Indianapolis season ends tomorrow. They play today and tomorrow. So with that coming to an end, I don't believe they are in the playoffs. There will be a lot of call-ups tomorrow. Pretty much the remainder of the 40-man roster will be here. And it's the final year of this 40-man roster expansion. So the Pirates should definitely look to take advantage of it, see what they got in Jeff Hartlieb. I still believe he can be, our sinker, ground ball, come and get double play type guy. He'll have an opportunity to prove himself here down the stretch to see if he can be that player. Whether that is going to happen remains to be seen, but very good stuff we saw last night from Jeff Hartlieb, and with that, he also wins our Rookie of the Week. Glove of the Week goes to Kevin Newman. 29 total chances, 17 assists, 12 put out, 6 double plays, no errors, and his bat is now come back alive too. I believe he's batting .310, maybe he's in the top 10 in the batting title race. And you just think about the Pirate rookie tandem that they have atop the lineup in Kevin Newman and Brian Reynolds. Both of them as rookies, not only batting over 300, but both of them in the top 10 in batting average, with Brian Reynolds having a legitimate shot to win the batting title. Right now, Brian Reynolds is batting .329. The leader is Anthony Rendon. He's sitting at .333, I want to say. And, yeah, he has a very real shot. It's a 4-man race between Rendon, Yelich, Reynolds, and McNeil. We'll see who wins it. But Kevin Newman, fantastic glove, fantastic bat. Very good stuff this week from Colin Moran, Jeff Hartlieb, and Kevin Newman. The Young Bucks showing out this week as the Pirates played very well. The Pittsburgh Pirates have won the first 2 games of their 4-game series in Denver. Since the All-Star break, the Pittsburgh Pirates have been the worst team in baseball. In fact, they have been historically bad since the break. Despite these struggles, the team has been playing better baseball the last week. Following an 8-4 victory over the Rockies on Friday night, the Pirates are now 6-2 in their last 8 games played. Even with the 6-2 stretch, the team is 14-32 since the break and 58-77 overall this season. After a 7-run outburst in the first inning of Thursday night's victory, the Pirates would strike first once again on Friday. This time, however, they would score just a single run. Starling Marte, Josh Bell, and Colin Moran collected consecutive hits with 2 outs. Moran's hit driven Marte, giving Moran 75 RBIs for the season, and the Pirates a 1-0 lead. Unfortunately, this lead would be short-lived. Dario Agrazal made the start for the Pirates, and from the get-go, his recent struggles would continue. On the third pitch, he threw Trevor Story, hit a home run off of Agrazal. Story's leadoff blast tied the game at 1. The game would not remain tied for long. After collecting 4 hits on Thursday night, Adam Frazier doubled. After Frazier scored on a sacrifice fly by Agrazal, the Pirates had retaken the lead 2-1. The Pirates had a chance to add to their lead further when Kevin Newman singled. Brian Reynolds and the Pirates had runners on second and third with 2 outs. Marte then hit a hard ground ball that looked ticketed for the outfield, but he was robbed of a hit by Colorado second baseman Ryan McMahon. After Agrazal pitched a 0 in the bottom of the second inning, the game went into a lightning delay. Following a short delay, the teams returned to the field with the Pirates still leading 2-1. Each team posted a 0 in the third inning before the Pirates increased their lead to 3-1 in the fourth inning when Reynolds doubled home Newman with 2 outs. However, Reynolds was thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple to end the inning. Marte singled to start the 5th inning and Bell walked. Melky Cabrera then launched a 3-run home run into the second deck in right field. As the Pirate offense continued to hum along, they had extended their lead to 6-1. The Rockies scored a run off of Agrazal in the 5th, and then got a double and run-scoring single to start the 6th. This cut the Pirate lead to 6-3 and brought Agrazal's night to an end. Richard Rodriguez was summoned from the bullpen to replace Agrazal and finished off the inning. Rodriguez came in, retired the next 3 Rocky batters, recorded a pair of strikeouts, and closed the book on Agrazal. Agrazal pitched 5+ innings on Friday night and allowed 3 runs on 9 hits, a home run, allowed 0 walks, and 2 strikeouts. While Agrazal pitched better than he has in recent starts, he continued to struggle with generating swings and misses. Pittsburgh would quickly get those runs back. Marte doubled to start the 7th inning and scored on a hit by Bell. A hit by Moran and infield hit by Cabrera loaded the bases for the Pirates. After Frazier hit into a double play, Elias Diaz singled in a run to make the score 8-3 Pirates. Keone Kela pitched a 1-2-3 7th inning for the Pirates. Francisco Liriano allowed a solo home run in the 8th inning but retired 3 of the other 4 batters he faced. After Bell drove in another run in the top of the 9th, Jeff Hartlieb took the ball in the bottom half of the inning. Hartlieb struck out all 3 batters he faced to finish off a 9-4 Pirate victory. The third game of this series is scheduled for 8:10. If you're listening on Saturday, it's tonight, Saturday night. Joe Musgrove, a 4.67 ERA, 4.05 FIP, will take the ball for the Pirates in his 28th start of the season. The Rockies will send Tim Melville, a 0.75 ERA, 3.88 FIP, to the mound for his 3rd career start. Okay, for tonight's game, when I saw Tim Melville's ERA at first, and you might have thought this too, the 0.75 ERA, but he has been getting extraordinarily lucky in his first 2 starts as his FIP stands at 3.88. If you don't know what FIP is, it's essentially what the ERA should be. So Tim Melville's been getting extraordinarily lucky, and with the way this Pirates offense has been playing as of late, I would expect to see this offense continue to succeed tonight against Tim Melville. And with a win tonight, the Pirates can actually get out of being the 2nd worst team in the National League and surpass the Colorado Rockies. Now, they would have to win the next 2 games to stay in that position, but would be a nice pick-me-up to move forward ahead of the Rockies and the standings, as this team has been playing much better baseball as of late. Five Pittsburgh Pirates prospects are set to play in the Arizona Fall League this offseason. Wednesday afternoon, Major League Baseball announced the rosters for the Arizona Fall League this offseason. Five Pittsburgh Pirates prospects are set to participate in the AFL when play begins late next month. Oneil Cruz, Jared Oliva, Blake Cederland, Cody Ponce, and Nick Mears will all play in the AFL this offseason. These five players will all be members of the Peoria Javelinas. The headliner of this group is Cruz. The top 100 prospect reached the AA level for the first time this season. Entering play on Wednesday, Cruz was slashing for a .253 average, a .309 OBP, and a .414 slugging, with a .106 WRC plus and a 11.1% extra base hit rate for the curve. In recent years, Cruz has emerged as one of the top power-hitting prospects in all of baseball. It should be fun to see what he can do in the AFL against the highest quality pitching he has ever faced. Oliva, an outfielder, is an intriguing prospect worth watching. The 23-year-old entered Wednesday with a .286 average, .360 OBP, .412 slugging with 35 stolen bases at AA. Oliva's .129 WRC plus this season is the best of his professional career. Odds are he will start 2020 with AAA Indianapolis. Cederland, Ponce, and Mears are all pitching prospects. Cederland was recently promoted to the AAA level through his first 3 2/3 innings. Pitched at AAA, he has allowed 4 runs on 7 hits, a home run, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. This came after he posted a 1.77 ERA, 3.06 FIP, and a 20% strikeout rate at AA this season. Cederland can throw 100-plus miles per hour and is one of the team's top relief pitching prospects. Ponce was acquired from the Brewers in exchange for Jordan Lyles. After starting his Pirate career at the AA level, he was promoted to AAA. In 3 games, all of which are starts with the Indianapolis Indians, Ponce has allowed 13 hits, 6 runs, 4 home runs, 3 walks, and 17 strikeouts in 13 innings of work. Finally, there is Mears. Currently, Mears pitches for AA Altoona, which is his 3rd different level of the season. In 2 outings with the Curve, Mears has allowed 1 run and struck out a pair in 3 innings of work. In 30 innings with high A, he owned a 3.60 ERA, 2.85 FIP, and a 35% strikeout rate. At low A, he owned a 3.09 ERA, 4.26 FIP, and a 41.3% strikeout rate. So, just all the prospects in general that the Pirates will be sending in: Oneil Cruz, Jared Oliva, Cody Ponce, Mears, and Blake Cederland. We've talked about all of them, Oliva a little bit less, but we've talked about the majority of them at some sort of length, really outside of Nick Mears. He's been sort of a guy that we haven't discussed on this show, and I do want to take a quick second to discuss Nick Mears and to shed some light on him and the prospect that he is. Now, he has advanced very quickly through the system this season. He started at low A, and he's worked his way all the way up to AA, and could potentially be starting the 2020 season in AAA. And we're starting to see what the AAA staff is going to look like next year with Cody Ponce, Nick Mears, and Blake Cederland. Ponce, surprisingly, I imagine him being a relief pitcher, but in his first 3 outings with Indy, and I don't believe he's going to be starting today or tomorrow. So in his 3 outings in the Pirates system, they've all been starts. They haven't went that well, as I said. In his 13 innings, 13 hits, 6 runs, 4 home runs, 3 walks. But the awesome thing about Ponce, in those 13 innings of work, 17 strikeouts. That's what you like to see. And he's going to be in AAA next season. We're going to have an opportunity to see him in the Arizona Fall League, have an opportunity to see him in spring training, to really see what Cody Ponce has and to see, where we're at with the Jordan Lyles trade. But if you're striking out 17 guys in 13 innings, and this is his first time ever being at the AAA level, and he's striking out these guys at an elite rate, that's some good signs on the return thus far. Now, Jordan Lyles has been pitching great with the Brewers, looking like they're not going to make the playoffs, however, but it's looking like this trade is going to work out for the Pirates with Cody Ponce. And then just getting back to Nick Mears a little bit. As I said, he's currently pitching with AA Altoona. I believe their last game is... They have already played their last game, I believe.